A Tale of Two Cities is a historical novel, written by the renowned British author Charles Dickens, published in 1859. Set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, the story unfolds in two cities, London and Paris, and explores themes of love, sacrifice, revenge, and resurrection. Below is a summary of the story. Plot summary: Book the First recalled to life. The story begins in 1775, on the eve of the French Revolution. The novel opens with the famous line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." This opening contrasts the social conditions of France and England. While depicting the flow of history and human destiny, Mr. Jarvis Lorry, an English banker, travels to France with Lucy Manette to rescue her father, Dr. Manette, who has been imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years. Dr. Manette is released and brought back to England, but he is deeply scarred mentally from his long imprisonment. Through Lucy's devoted love and care, Dr. Manette gradually recovers. Book the Second, The Golden Thread. 5 years later, the story shifts to England. Charles Darnay, born into a French aristocratic family but who has renounced his title and moved to England, is put on trial for espionage. He is acquitted with the help of his lawyer, Mr. Stryver, and Sidney Carton, a lawyer who bears a striking resemblance to Darnay. Both Darnay and Carton are drawn to Lucy, but she marries Darnay, and they have a daughter. Meanwhile, Carton secretly harbours feelings for Lucy and lives a dissolute life, though he wishes for her happiness. In France, revolutionary fervour is growing. Darnay's uncle, the Marquis Saint Evrémonde, is killed by revolutionaries for his tyranny and oppression of the poor. Darnay returns to France to help his former servant, Gabelle, but is arrested as an aristocrat and put on trial by the revolutionary court. Book the Third, The Track of a Storm. The French Revolution enters the Reign of Terror, and Darnay is sentenced to death. Dr. Manette, who had been imprisoned by the aristocracy, attempts to save Darnay, but a letter he wrote during his imprisonment is discovered, condemning the Evrémonde family and sealing Darnay's fate. Sidney Carton, motivated by his love for Lucy and his friendship with Darnay, decides to save him. Carton visits Darnay in prison, drugs him, and takes his place. Darnay escapes to England with Lucy and their family, while Carton faces the guillotine. In his final moments, Carton whispers to himself, "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known." Main themes: resurrection. The theme of resurrection is repeated throughout the story, from Dr. Manette's release to Carton's self-sacrifice. Sacrifice. Carton's self-sacrifice is the climax of the story and symbolizes love and devotion, revolution and justice. The violence and chaos of the French Revolution raise questions about the boundaries between justice and revenge, duality. The novel is filled with dualities, such as London and Paris, Darnay and Carton, and love and hatred. Main characters: Dr. Manette, a physician imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years. After his release, he is mentally unstable, but gradually recovers through his daughter Lucy's devotion. Lucy Manette, Dr. Manette's daughter. She is pure-hearted and kind, bringing healing to those around her. Charles Darnay, born into a French aristocratic family, he renounces his title and moves to England. He marries Lucy. Sidney Carton, a lawyer who resembles Darnay. He leads a dissolute life but chooses self-sacrifice out of love for Lucy. Madame Defarge, a revolutionary leader, driven by vengeance and hatred for the Evrémonde family. Conclusion: through Sidney Carton's self-sacrifice, Darnay and Lucy are able to start a new life. Carton's final words symbolize his inner resurrection and the power of love and sacrifice.